like Goldilocks. There's Barb Bean. Okay. I'm gonna just wait for Barb Bean to connect. Hi, Barb. Hey, Barb. Yay. I was worried about you. Not really. Okay, let's do this thing. The soft flow is what I've chosen on the t-shirt. It's teacher's choice, so I've chosen soft flow. I'm just being very decisive today. So go ahead, come down onto your back to begin. Once you're on your back, take a moment to just stretch your body in any way that would feel good. So maybe it's just a big full body stretch. Maybe you want to draw your knees in, or one knee and then the other. So any little kind of wiggles you want to get out, or just take a moment to feel into your physicality, feel into what's going on in your body physically. And then eventually come to constructive rest pose. So feet on the ground with knees bent, feet a little bit wider than hips. And you can either let your knees fall in and touch one another, kind of support one another, or you can keep your knees pointing up, but you want your feet wide enough that if your knees were to fall in either direction, the default would be to fall in. So constructive rest, and then you choose what you want to do with your arms. You can reach them out to the sides. You can bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. So anything that feels good in your upper body. And then close your eyes. And let's start with some Veloma breathing. So a 3-part inhale and then a slow exhale, 10-count exhale all the way to emptiness. So start by just emptying out. Let everything go. Inhale into low belly, low back, pause. Inhale into mid ribs, mid back, side bodies, pause. And then all the way up, chest, shoulders, upper back, crown of your head, holding that fullness. And then slowly exhale for 10 through your mouth or your nose. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin again. Inhale, low belly, low back. Mid ribs, mid back. All the way up, chest, shoulders, upper back, hold. Maybe you even want to exhale through your teeth slowly. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale, low belly, low back. Mid ribs, mid back, side body. And then all the way up into your chest, your heart space, crown of your head. Hold. 10-second exhale, let it go. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All the way to emptiness, and then great big inhale. Just open your mouth and sigh it out this time. Ha. Ujjayi breath. So seal your lips and see if you can start to create that whisper noise, that oceanic sound as you're breathing in and out. See if you can feel your breath every time move all the way down into your belly. So with each inhalation, your belly expands, inflates, takes up more space, and each exhalation, your navel draws down towards your spine, towards the ground. You find emptiness at the bottom of each exhale. So take a moment just connecting to your breath. Find your own rhythm, slow, steady. And then eventually draw both of your knees in and just take a little rock from side to side. Give your low back a nice little massage against the ground. And after a few of those rocks, just let your knees fall over to the right side for a supine spinal twist. You can adjust your hips if needed, and if there's a different variation that you'd rather take, please feel free. Gaze up or over your left shoulder, and then intentional breaths down into your belly. Soft through your face. Broad through your shoulders. So see if you can broaden through your collarbones. With the back of your left shoulder, draw down towards the ground. Take one more full breath. And then end of your exhalation, bring your knees back up. Hug them in, rock it out gently. If you want, you could take a happy baby pose. And then after a couple breaths or so, just neutralizing your spine and your pelvis. Take your twist over to the other side. So no rush, but whenever you're ready, knees fall to the left, or if you want to take a different variation, you're more than welcome to do so. Gaze up or gaze over your right shoulder. Send your breaths all the way down into your belly. Good job, you guys. Couple more just like that. Really letting your body give in. So any resistance you're holding around the pose, just kind of let it melt, soften. End of your next exhale, come back to center. Same thing, either rock it out or even happy baby it out. Maybe you would like a full body stretch. You're welcome to take one, arms long, legs long. And then eventually, let's find our way up onto our hands and our knees. So if you would like, you can rock and roll a few times along your spine. If you would not like, then you can get there your own way. If you're rocking it out with me, eventually rock up, cross your ankles, and just kind of roll over your feet, hands to the ground in front of you. You'll probably need to crawl back a little bit so you're nice and centered on your mat. And then from hands and knees, you guys know the drill. Just anything that feels interesting or curious. Anything that allows you to create more awareness of what's going on inside. So really feel into your spine and feel into your shoulders and your hips. Even feel into your hands and your fingers. And then notice. Where's your breath? Did you lose it or is it still there? Is it still big and spacious? So if you've lost it, just bring it back. No big deal. All right, my friends. And then in your next few rounds, downward facing dog is our eventual destination. So you can start your own transition back whenever you are ready. Back in your down dog, just keep feeling around. Pedal out your heels, shift your hips from side to side. Invitation, if you would like to take your feet out nice and wide to the width of your mat. Make sure all of your toes are still facing forward. And then just press really, really firmly into your right hand. And then shift your hips to the left. Press down through your left heel a little bit more. So really work through the back of your left leg. Keep lifting your hips high. Push into your right hand. Shift your hips to your left one more round. And then switch sides. So pressing the left hand as you shift your hips over to the right. Press your right heel towards the ground. Keep lifting, lengthening. And just bring your weight back to center. Keep your feet wide. So if your feet aren't already at the width of your mat, bring them out nice and wide. And just walk your hands to the back of your yoga mat. So you'll be in a forward fold with your feet wider than your hips. All of your toes face directly forward. From your fold, halfway lift, breathe in. Pause here, bend your left knee. Bring your left hand to the ground or left fingertips. Maybe you're even using a block under your left hand, right arm to the sky. Pull your right hip back, root down firmly through your right foot, especially the inner edge. You can work your left leg towards straight if you want to, but that is your last priority. So focus on your right leg, focus on your twists, Focus on lengthening from the crown of your head back to your right hip. Take one more deep breath. And then end of your exhale, let it go and switch sides. So right fingertips on the ground. Bend your right knee to begin and then left arm up. Open through the left side of your heart. Twist from your center. If you want to work your right leg straight, totally go for it, but you do not need to. Stay rooted through the inner edge of left foot. Straighten your left leg. Pull your left hip back. Breathe. One last huge breath. And then end of your exhale, let it go. Ragdoll pose. Just let your upper body kind of sway or bob or bounce. Feel a connection to your center, like there's a rope attached to your belly button, pulling up towards the sky, and you're just a ragdoll. You're just dangling. Feel your breath in your back ribs and your back body. Take one last round here. Let your arms hang, let your head hang, and roll up as slow as you possibly can. So super slowly all the way up to stand. Your head is the very last thing to lift and stack. If you want to, you can bring your feet in a little closer, hips with distance, or even big toes touch. Roll your shoulders out a few times, so up, back, and down. After a few rounds, just feeling into the mobility of your shoulders. Shoulders roll back and down, palms open, face forward. And then just stand with so much awareness and intention. So root through your feet, draw up through the crown of your head, close your eyes and feel into your most neutral pelvis and your most neutral spine from the inside. Feel your big, slow, spacious breaths. Stay as you are, fill up as big as you can with your next inhale. See if you can take an extra sip at the top and grow taller and lift through the crown of your head. Exhale, open your mouth, let it go. Ah, good job. Ujjayi, arms reach up, stretch. Slow swan dive, hinge at your hips, lead with your heart all the way down and then release. Halfway lift position, inhale, stick your butt out. Exhale, fold. From the press of your feet, this time lead with your heart. Take it up all the way to stand, all the way to high mountain, arms reach, high rupee. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Let's do one more just like that. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, follow your breath down. Let your breath guide your movement. Bend your knees if it bothers your low back at all. Halfway lift position, lengthen. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, rise up, all the way up, reach. And hands to heart center, exhale. All right, my friends, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Roll shoulders back and down, shoulder blades squeeze towards your spine. Maybe you're bending your elbows and pressing your palms together like they're suction cups. See if you can reach your hands back. And then if you want, just add a little baby back, but lift your heart. Gaze up, hug in with your inner thighs as you press your hips forward. One more big in-breath. And then exhale, hinge at your hips, take it all the way down, fold. Hang out in your fold with your fingers interlace for about 2 or 3 rounds. You can take your feet out wider if you want. That feels better to me usually. Let your head be heavy, connect to your center. One more big deep breath here. And then end of your exhale, bring your hands to your low back first. Gently release your clasp. Halfway lift position, breathe in. Plant your hands or your fingertips and just crawl your hands forward. Intentionally. You'll be in a plank position. So top of a push-up, spread your fingers, push the ground away. Take an inhale at the top. If you want, you can come to your knees. Exhale, slowly lower, strong arms, strong belly. Let's take our Spider-Man Cobra, hands out really wide, up on your fingertips. Inhale, lift. Exhale, take a twist to your right, dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, back to center, heart lifts. Press down through pelvis and shoelaces. Other side, exhale. Inhale, back to center, heart lifts, belly tones. Go one more time each direction at your own pace. If this isn't working for you and there's a different variation of a back bend you want to play with, please feel free. Eventually, find your way into a tabletop position. So hands and knees. And from hands and knees, we will extend our left leg straight out to the left. Make sure your heel comes directly out from your hip and your toes face forward. And then start to curl your hands back towards your legs, back towards your body, and then lift all the way up. So hug your right inner thigh in towards midline. Try not to stick your butt out, but gently press your hearts forward, or your hips forward, your hearts. Gently press your hips forward. So you should feel your outer left hip, this medial glute muscle, squeezing. Arms to the sky, breathe in here. And then as you exhale, bring your left hand down to the outside of your left thigh and just start to slide it down very gently. So side body stretch, keep squeezing through your outer left butt cheek. Lengthen your right side. Engage your left side abdominals to hold and support you here. So this left hand on your left leg, you don't need it. It's just there, giving you a little extra support. Use your left side abdominals, those oblique muscles. Take one more round, pop up through your right ribs. Inhale back to center, arms to the sky. And then as you exhale, this is different, you guys. You're going to bring your right hand down to the ground. It's going to come off your mat. Lift your left foot up. And reach your left arm forward past your ear. So you're in a modified side plank. You're facing a different direction than usual. Weird, huh? All right, you can stay here. Or bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand and grab hold of your foot. See if you can press your hips forward and let your heart look up towards the sky. Squeeze through your outer right butt cheek, your medial glute. Breathe down into your belly. Spread your toes. One last huge breath. Slowly, slowly, slowly let it all go. Left foot reaches out of the left side, off the left side of your mat. Sit it on the ground and then lift yourself back up. Arms reach up. Exhale like you're swan diving down. Stick your butt out, hands come down. So you'll be back in this tabletop position. Now we're going to take it into a thread the needle. So right arm out and up, breathe in. Exhale, thread it through. Right shoulder comes down to rest. Right side of your head, anywhere you want to take this. Feel free to move around. Feel free to modify. Big spacious breath. Good job, you guys. Take about 2 or 3 more. Left hand to the ground if it happens to be lifted. And then on an inhale, unthread your right arm. Reach it out and up one more time. Reach, reach, reach. And then right hand comes down. Pick up your left foot. Swing your left leg off the right side of your mat. So toes touch under. Pull your hips to the right. Gaze back over your right shoulder. Look back at your left tiptoes. And lengthen your left side body. Take a huge, spacious breath into your left side. Back to tabletop at the end of your exhale. And then back to downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Big, deep breaths. Inhale, push the ground away. Exhale, this time look to the top of your mat and however you want to get there, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, let it go. Press into your feet, lead with your heart, take it all the way up, arms to the sky. Hands to heart as you exhale. All right, inhale, arms reach up. Just like we did before, hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. Shoulders back and down, squeeze shoulder blades towards your spine. And if you can, reach back at that little baby back bend. Hug in with your inner thighs as you press your hips gently forward. One more in breath. And exhale, keep your clasp all the way down, forward fold. This time, keep your clasp halfway lift. So stick your butt out. Feel the strength in your back body as you lengthen. Keep your clasp, exhale and fold. Take one more inhale as you hold here. See if you can lift your knuckles higher, forward even. Exhale, hands to low back, then release. Nice and easy. You can let your arms kind of shake, dangle. Give your head a little shake or a little nod. On an inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your hands, feet step back, plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up, come to your knees if you want to modify, slowly lower as you exhale. Let's take a Sphinx pose this time. So lift your heart, forearms on the ground in front of you. Elbows straight down from your shoulders, forearms parallel. Press down, try to spread your toes and press down through your toenails. Press down through your shoelaces. Press down through the front of your pelvis, tone your belly, navel to spine. And then pull back with your arms like you're trying to drag your body forward. Sometimes I like to bring my arms a little forward so my elbows are just ever so slightly in front of my shoulders. Traction out your spine. Take one more inhale, pull back with your arms. Exhale, let it go. Rise up to hands and knees, tabletop. And then from tabletop, right leg straight out to the right. Gate your right leg out. So toes face forward. Sole of your foot is on the ground. Heel comes straight out from your hips. Start to walk your hands back and then lift all the way up. So as best you can, hug in. So use your outer glutes, those medial glute muscles, to hug in. So it doesn't feel like you're sticking your left butt cheek or your left hip out. It doesn't feel like you're sticking your butt back. Your hips are coming forward. Little tone in your belly. Arms to the sky, breathe in. And then exhale, right hand to the outside of right thigh. Start to slide your right hand down your right leg. Use your right side obliques, pop up through your left side. Squeeze your outer right butt cheek, that medial glute muscle. Press down through your right foot. Breathe, big spacious breaths. Soften through your face. Try not to stick your butt out. One last round. Inhale back up, both arms up. And then here's that weird funky part. Your left hand comes down to your left side. Plant it. And then right foot can stay down or float your right leg up so you're in a modified side plank. Right arm reaches forward, bicep next to your ear, lengthen. So work that length in your right side. Try not to stick your butt out, press your hips forward. Final option, bend your right knee, reach back and grab hold of your right foot. Kick and pull at the same time, gentle leverage. Let your heart look up. Breathe that into your belly. One last huge deep breath. Spread your toes. And live your exhale super slowly. Let it go. Plant your right foot on the ground. Use some core strength to lift yourself back up. Arms reach up. Inhale here. Like a swan dive. Take it all the way down. Hands to the ground. So you're in your tabletop with your right leg gated out to the right. Left arm out to the left, all the way up. Inhale. And then exhale, thread it through. Rest gently down on your shoulder and head. Breathe into low belly, low back. Anywhere you want to take it. So variations more than welcome, always. They don't have to be the same on both sides necessarily. Good job, friends. Take about 2 or 3 more rounds here. If you happen to have your right hand lifted, set it back on the ground. And then on an inhale, unthread your left arm, reach it out and up. Open up. Left hand comes down. Pick up your right foot. Swing your right leg over so your right toes come off the left side of your mat. Pull your hips to the right a little bit as you gaze back over your left shoulder. Or maybe gaze underneath your left armpit. So feel into it. Maybe even bend one or both elbows and round a little bit. Take one more deep breath. Back to tabletop. And back to downward facing dog. Walk out your dog. Ujjayi breath. Take a great big inhalation into your dog pose as you push the ground away. And then exhale, look to the top of your space, however you want to get there. Forward fold. Halfway lift position as you breathe in. And let it go as you breathe out. Fold deeply. Root through your feet and rise all the way up. Arms to the sky. And so hard. Exhale. Inhale, reach up and stretch. Side body stretch to your right. You can choose. So right hand, right hip. Grab your left wrist. Lots of options. Through center as you inhale. Over to your left as you exhale. Same thing. It's up to you. Make it your own. All the way to emptying your breath. Back to center. Inhale. Little baby back bend. Cactus your arms. Curl open. Make it come from mid and upper back. Inhale, re-extend, realign. Exhale, slow dive all the way down into your fold. Good job, my friends. Halfway lift position. Inhale. Now listen. Exhale, fold. Keep your right foot at the top of your mat and step your left foot to the back of your mat. Low lunge. Rise up to crescent lunge. So take a moment to find stability through your legs. Hug in with your inner thighs, tone through your belly. Lift your heart, maybe even a little gaze up. And just breathe here for a moment. Feel yourself in your lunge. Feel your strong foundation. Your upper body is your own unique expression. So feel your own unique expression. What does it feel like today? One more big inhale. Then as you exhale, we'll just open it up into a warrior two stance. So back heel pivots down. Cartwheel your arms open. And if you want, gaze down and just take a moment to look at your feet, readjust if needed. Front heel either intersects your back arch or lines up with your back toes. You want your right butt cheek really wrapping underneath you. So your front knee is tracking toward your pinky toe rather than collapsing in. Next time you breathe in, let's move into our side angle. So reach forward and then just tip it over. You can bring right elbow to right thigh, right hand to the ground or a block, left arm up or bicep next to your ear. So lots of options. If you want to go for the half or the full bind, you're welcome to. Keep wrapping your right butt cheek under. Keep tracking your right knee open. Keep breathing deeply. Feel your breath move all the way down into your belly. Just a couple more rounds. From the press of your feet, next inhale, rise back up. Straighten out your front leg and pivot all of your toes to face the long edge of your mat. So your feet are now parallel, arms to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, dive down slowly into your wide-legged forward fold. And anywhere you would like to go here for about 5 rounds of breath. So feel free to move, feel free to be still. Just notice whatever there is to notice. Feel whatever there is to feel. Good job. Take one last full round. You can exhale out your mouth if you'd like. And then come to a halfway lift, fingertips on the ground. Walk your hands to the top of your space. You'll be back in a low lunge. Now listen, you can step hop or step switch or hop switch. So we're coming into a lunge on the other side. A hop switch looks like this. You're just going to hop and switch your legs. Boop. If you want to do it a couple times just for funsies, you can. Otherwise, just step and switch your legs. So once you've got left foot forward, right foot back, crescent lunge, rise up. stabilize through your strong legs. Find your own unique expression through your upper body. Breathe into it. Soften around it, soft through your face, your jaw, your shoulders. Feel your pulse from the inside out. One more inhale. And then exhale, warrior two. Let's open up. So back heel pivots down. Left arm forward, right arm back. Maybe you take a moment to just gaze down at your feet, adjust if you need to. Left knee is tracking open towards your pinky toe. Next inhale, side angle. Reach forward and then tip it over. Keep that bend in your front knee, keep tracking it open. Any variation you want to take here. Hips are open, heart is open, shoulders are open. Breath is big and spacious. Take about 2 more rounds, feeling into your pose. Feeling into your body. Deepening with each breath. From the press of your feet, next inhale, come back up to your warrior two. Straighten your front leg, parallel your feet so all of your toes face the long edge of your mat. Arms to the sky, breathe in. And then exhale all the way down, fold. Anywhere you want to go again, so feel free to do something completely different. Few rounds. Just feel whatever's there to be felt. Open your mouth inside out at any time. Couple more. Halfway lift, fingertips on the ground, breathe in. And then crawl your hands forward, rotate your toes forward, back to a low lunge. And then step your front foot back, plank pose. Inhale at the top of your push-up, push the ground away. Slowly lower as you exhale. Back bend of your choice this time, lift your heart. You can stay here as long as you'd like. And then just back to a child's pose, hips to heels, forehead to your mat. Take a moment to just rest. You can roll your forehead side to side. You can walk your hands over to one side and then the other. And then as you're ready, downward facing dog, next couple breaths. Inhale, right leg to the sky. Open up your right hip, bend your knee, peel your hip open. Perfect place to stay, or option to flip your dog if you want to. Right foot comes down behind you. Reach your right arm forward, heart forward, back muscles are strong. They're hugging around your spine. One more deep breath. Come back, and everybody, see if you can find square hips now. So what is the difference? Can you feel it? Square off your hips, right leg powerful. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, pigeon, right shin to the top of your mat. Gently set your body down. Pull your right hip back and up as you take your heart forward and down. If there's a different variation you want to take here, please feel free. And we'll stay for about 5 to 10 deep breaths. So for a little while. Keep some activation through your front toes. Keep pulling your right butt cheek back and up like there's a rope attached to your right butt cheek, pulling back and up. Focus on your deep breathing. I'm gonna say, let's take about 3 to 5 more rounds. And then your next couple of breaths, we'll find our way into a seat. So slowly, as you're ready, start to ease your way up and ease your way onto your right butt cheek and just swing your left leg around in front of you. Take both legs out in front of you for a moment. Just give them a nice little shake out. Windshield wiper pose, so feet nice and wide. Take a few rounds side to side. And then we're going to extend our right leg forward, sole of left foot to right inner thigh. So kind of scoot your hips around however you need to. You want to let your hips open, not square towards your extended leg, but open to up. Press foot into leg, leg into foot, flex your right toes, sit up tall. Inhale both arms up. And as you exhale, side body stretch towards the front of your mat. So right hand can come to the ground or grab your right toes or your right ankle, left arm up and over. Keep your heart open. So try to let your heart look up. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. Squeeze your outer right glute, your medial glute. That is such a hard engagement for us to find. So just play with it. Keep pressing foot into leg, leg into foot. Flex your right toes. Puff up your left ribs. Good job, friends. 2 more breaths. Next inhale, come back up, arms to the sky. Left hand comes down behind you, fingers spread wide, push into the ground. Lift, I got my hair in my mouth. Lift your hips. So right arm reaches back and lengthen your right side, maybe even turn it into a modified wild thing, let your heart look up more. Breathe, create length and space. 1 more huge deep breath. Maybe a lion's breath on your exhale. Stick out your tongue, cross your eyes, make noise. Ah, and then bring your sit bones down. Okie doke. Left leg out next to your right leg. We're going to take a seated forward fold. So take your inner thighs, kind of spiral them down and out. So sit bones on the ground. Feet hips width distance, or if you like big toes touch, that's fine. Press down through the backs of your heels so your knees lift a little bit or maybe a lot. So lift your knees as much as you need to so you can sit up tall. Arms to the sky, breathe in. Reach your butt back, heart forward as you exhale. Grab hold wherever you can grab and then start to work into it by pressing down through the backs of your thighs and the backs of your heels at the same time. Backs of your thighs probably won't touch. That's okay. That's not the goal. That's the intention. So that's the action we want to create. Reach your butt back, press down through heels and thighs, backs of thighs. Breathe down into your belly. About 2 more breaths. Use your exhale to dive a little bit deeper. Fold a little bit further from the inside out. We're just going to roll it up. So at the bottom of your next exhalation, super slow roll. Roll, 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 roll. Good job, you guys. And then from here, bring your hands behind you. Fingertips face towards your hips this time. Spread your fingers wide. Feet to the ground with knees bent. Feet hips width distance apart. Heels pretty much straight down from your knees or just a little bit in front of them. All of your toes face forward. Press down through your thumbs and index fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Pop up your chest. Maybe lift your hips. Don't let your head just collapse. So I know your head's heavy. Keep your chin tucked towards your chest, or you can extend back, but keep strength in the sides of your neck. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Press into thumbs and index. Press into heels and inner edges of feet. Maybe pick up your toes and spread them 1 last round. End of your exhale. Let it go. However you want to find your way back to downward facing dog. Move through a vinyasa if you would like. You do not have to. Once you're back in down dog, reconnect, recommit. Find your big deep breaths. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Open up your left hip, bend your knee, reach it out and up. So feel your outer left butt cheek squeezing. Flex your toes and squeeze an invisible washcloth through the back of your left knee. Stay here and work this pose from here. Or if you want, go for the back bend. Flip your dog, left foot comes down, left arm reaches forward. Heart forward. Back muscles super strong, hugging around your spine, supporting your spine. One more breath. Come back. Three-legged dog. Now everybody working the square hips. Feel that big difference. Strong and powerful through your left leg. One more in-breath. Pigeon pose, left shin forward. Gently bring your body down and take as much time as you need to set yourself up intentionally. So bow forward, or if there's a different variation you're working with, settle in breath by breath. Give yourself about 3 more rounds. Open your mouth and sigh it out at any time. And then end with your next exhale. Take it all the way to empty. Start to lift your upper body and ease your way into a seat. So over onto your left butt cheek and then right leg swings around. Both legs out in front of you. Give them a nice little shake out. After a few shakes, windshield wiper pose. Few times back and forth. All right, and then set yourself up with your left leg extended, sole of right foot to left inner thigh. And maneuver your hips around however you need to so that you can let them open rather than square towards your extended leg. Press your foot into leg, leg back into foot. Flex your left toes and reach both arms up, get super tall. So you're facing towards the long edge of your mat right now. Take a big inhale. And as you exhale, side body stretch towards the front edge of your mat. Left hand might come to the ground or grab your left toe. Maybe you can grab your big toe with your peace fingers. I don't know. I can't do that, but go for it if you are able to grab. Don't force it. It really doesn't matter. Press foot into leg, leg into foot. Puff up your right ribs towards the sky. Let your heart look up towards the sky, or at least have that intention. Create that action. Take 2 more breaths. And then rise up, arms reach up, breathe in. Bring your right hand down to the ground behind you, fingers face away from your body, push down, lift your hips. Lengthen your left side. So create length and space. You can turn it into a modified wild thing if you want to. Take 1 more huge full body breath, lion's breath as an exhale if you'd like. And then bring your sit bones down. This time we're going to go for a wide-legged forward fold. You can face the side of your mat if you want, or whatever direction you want. Take your legs out nice and wide. If it's helpful, you can sit up on a blanket, block, or a bolster to give yourself a little head start. So flex your toes, press down through your heels. So as you press through your heels, you get a little bend in the back of your knees. We want that. Sit up tall, arms reach up, inhale, like you're swan diving forward. Butt goes back, heart goes forward, all the way down. Reach your butt back and try now, as you're pressing your heels down, also press down through the backs of your thighs. Flex your toes, even your little baby pinky toes. Breathe, use your breath to dive deeper, fold further. We'll take about 3 more rounds here. So imagine somebody stepping on the tops of your thighs. Try to press the backs of your thighs down, but keep pressing through the back of your heels as well. I know I said about 3 breaths, but I'm going to have us hold it a little bit longer. So try to relax around the pose. Good job. And then just whenever you're ready, next couple of breaths, slowly roll up. So 1 vertebra at a time, roll all the way up. And then bring your legs together, facing towards the front of your mat. You can go again for a reverse tabletop or option for reverse plank this time. So turn your fingers to face towards your hips, spread them wide. Make sure your hands are just a little wider than shoulders, or at least shoulder width distance. So you don't want your hands narrow. You want them, give your shoulders space. So roll your shoulders back and down, puff up your heart. Your legs are together, squeeze them together like you have a big mermaid tail. Lift your heart up, stay here, or press into heels, press into thumbs and index, lift your hips, don't let your shoulders roll forward. Squeeze through your inner thighs, press through thumbs and index, breathe. Lift, tone your belly 1 more round, lift, 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 and release. Come all the way down onto your back, hug your knees in, rock it out. We'll take a bridge pose, feet on the ground with your knees bent. We're going to start with some just pelvic tilts. So arms by your sides, feet are hips width distance apart, all of your toes face forward. On an exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up, and that's it. As you exhale, or excuse me, as you inhale, I don't know what I said there, so let's just start. Can we just start over? Come back to neutral. Exhale, belly button down, scoop your tailbone up. And then inhale, tailbone down, lift your low back up just a little bit. So go back and forth through those 2 movements. Exhale, it's called a posterior pelvic tilt. Navel to spine, scoop your tailbone up. And then inhale, anterior pelvic tilt. Lift your low back, press down through your tailbone. Back and forth, pelvic tilts, anterior, posterior. Feel the connection to your center, the sensations in your low back, the engagement, the letting go of your glute muscles as you go back and forth. And then when you are ready, friends, if you want to stick with these a little longer, feel free, but eventually you'll exhale, scoop your tailbone off the ground, and inhale to peel your spine all the way up off the ground. You can bring your fingers to interlace underneath you if you want, kind of work your shoulders underneath. Once you're in your bridge or your variation of bridge, you can take a supported bridge or even a full back bend if you're feeling it. Take about 5 breaths. Press down through the back of your head. If you're in bridge, press down through your heels and the inner edges of feet. Maybe pick up your toes and spread them. Hug an invisible block with your inner thighs. Breathe down into your belly, into your low back. So in bridge pose, we're not squeezing our glutes. We're just toning them. That little engagement in our medial glutes to support us, not over engaging to sink into our low back. So hugging in with our inner thighs to protect our low back and stay supported. Keep that little bit of engagement through our lowest, deepest abdominals. Let's take one more big, huge breath. If you have your fingers interlaced or your shoulders underneath you, work them out from under you and reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Take one more inhale. Keep reaching your arms up super slowly. Roll down one vertebra at a time. Good job, you guys. All right. Windshield wiper on your back. So arms wide. Take it side to side. Feet wider than hips. Back and forth. Slowly and intentionally. And then eventually, when you feel complete here, no rush. Just come back to that very first position we took, constructive rest pose. So feet wide, knees together. Let your arms stay where they're at, or one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Close your eyes and just feel your body, feel all the energy flowing through you. Feel all the awareness inside of you. If there are any other poses, any other stretches, any other movements that you would like to take to complete your own practice, give yourself a moment to do so, to move through those. Otherwise, just start to settle into your Shavasana. So maybe you want to take it in constructive rest pose. Maybe you want one more happy baby. Anything else your body is calling for. And eventually just settle in and let your breath become effortless. Let your body give it. And this is just a little invitation for these last few moments. For you to let yourself really relax and let yourself really have this time to just rest and just be. So this is by Jeff Foster. If you are exhausted, rest. If you don't feel like starting a new project, don't. If you don't feel the urge to make something new, just rest in the beauty of the old, the familiar, the known. If you don't feel like talking, stay silent. If you're fed up with the news, turn it off. If you want to postpone something until tomorrow, do it. If you want to do nothing, let yourself do nothing today. Feel the fullness of the emptiness, the vastness of the silence, the sheer life in your unproductive moments. Time does not always need to be filled. You are enough, simply in your being. So these last few moments, friends, just give yourself this time to rest. Let yourself rest. Let yourself just be. And whatever's there inside of your body, whatever's flowing through the wide open space of you, just notice it, just allow it, just let it flow. And I will leave you here today. It's about 5 minutes to the hour. So if you have 5 minutes to spend it in Shavasana. If you have 20 minutes to spend and you want to spend it in Shavasana, resting, please feel free. If you have only 30 seconds, spend 30 seconds. And then when you are ready, just close your practice symbolically in a way that resonates for you, maybe by just bringing your hands to your heart and bowing your head. So I'll leave you here, stay as long as you like, and allow yourself this time really to just rest and just be. Thank you guys so much for letting me guide you. Namaste.